Hi guys, it's me, Indiana Jones, and get ready for another episode of what? Hey, what? Oh, it's another type of magic I see. Hey, it's the magic of Christmas right here. And yeah, we're getting started a little early because I was invited by Trish and Kay, the crafting cousins, and all of these wonderful YouTube creators to be part of the Christmas Decor Inspiration Santa Express. So we were challenged to use Dollar Tree Christmas trees. So let's see what I came up with that's a little out of the box. Those sneaky little cousins asked me to make something fun with those Dollar Tree Christmas trees. So I chose the white Christmas trees and decided I was going to make, now get this, a 3-tiered tree tray. That's right, it's a 3-tiered tree tray. Try to say that 5 times fast. And yeah, that's definitely a tongue twister, and it's a brain twister as well. So what I am using is, because what am I going to use? What am I going to use? So I decided to use these cake, not plates, cake things that you put under the cake for like big cakes. And I decided to use that as the tiered tray base for the different levels. So all I'm doing here is using my styrofoam pen. I love that styrofoam pen. Burning a hole in the middle and then cutting a hole down the side so I can slide it through the tree. Now I'm taking apart the tree. Again, here I was able to use my styrofoam pen to cut through the string. It's like a plastic string, so it melts very easily. So what I did was I separated obviously I fluffed out the branches, and then I gave myself like 4 or 5 inches in between each tier. Now, I'll be honest, I should have given myself more space between the bottom tray and the actual tree starting. So if you're going to create this, just give yourself a few more inches. Instead of 6, make it 8 inches, just so you can put some more little doodads on your 3-tiered tree tray. 3-tiered tree tray. There you go. So here all I'm doing is, as you see, I'm just taking the tree apart and getting those branches out so I have a nice clean base for my trays. And there you can see the separations are about 4 inches. They're not that big, but it's a start, as they say. But don't get rid of those branches, because we're going to need those branches to further decorate our 3-tiered tree tray. Now I'm just using this plaque that I got at the Dollar Tree as a measurement. So I am cutting off about 1.5 inches from the circle for each concentric circle, I guess you want to call it. And yeah, just cutting it out so that, you know, you can have the tier of the tiered tray. If not, you can make them all the same size, whatever is easiest for you. But I just thought this was nicer. And again, it's amazing, this wonderful tool. And I'm bending it there a little bit. This wonderful styrofoam cutting tool cuts very well through plastic. So if you have any plastic that you need to cut through, use if you have it, one of those styrofoam cutting tools. And here all I'm doing is sanding down the side so it's not so jaggedy. It's still jaggedy, and I decided I'm just going to cover it up. So there you saw the 3 different trays. Now I'm going to use this bucket as my base, my bucket base. And again, using that handy dandy styrofoam cutter, blah, 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 and cutting through the tree that I'm using in the 3-tiered tree tray. Haha, there you go. And just stuffing it with styrofoam just to stabilize it. And again, just cutting it off. That thing cuts like butter. Love it. And it's smoking. And thank goodness I had a fan. So remember to keep in a well-ventilated place. Now I am gluing down. And this is where, again, I should have given myself more space between that original bottom tray, as you can see there. And I just used, you know, hot glue. You can use E6000 or any other type of super glue if you want this to last forever. It'll probably fall apart by the end of Christmas now. It should last at least. And just secure it, because this is your bottom base. Now, again, making a hole with my styrofoam cutter. And what I did to make sure that the tree was well stabilized, and again, I should have given myself enough space so that the first tray would have more space for larger items, as usual tree trays do. Now here I am adding, this is the tricky one, the second tier is the trickiest, because you gotta cut through the circle to get it onto your stand. There you have it. And there you can see it's like 5 inches between each. It's not too small, but it could be larger. And then all I'm doing is I'm using, and you'll see where I get this smaller, I guess, tree-like garland. And it's some white garland that I actually got from some Halloween decorations. And I'll show you later where I got it because I had to get more Halloween decorations to use for my Christmas three-tiered tree tray. There you go. Anyway, so here I'm just trying to stabilize it and see if I like the separation. And at the very tippy top, I decided to add some more branches. And I'm just using the leftover branches, and there I am. No makeup. It's probably 10 o'clock at night, and I am crafting in my crafty corner of my house, of my little house here. So I'm just adding some more branches to the top just to make it look prettier, and looking for something that has nothing to do with what I'm doing because I get distracted. Squirrel. Anyway, so here I am adding more of that little mini white garland, and I'll show you where I got that in a little clip later on. So now that I'm adding more branches just to make it fuller, because you want to make it look like a tree, not so much a tree tiered tray. What is a tiered tray? But you want to add some more foliage or some more branches just to make it look really pretty. And that's all I am doing right now. And here's my surprise guest. Yes, it's this little ghosty. You see that white fluffy garland that he is wearing? That is what I'm going to use. So if you see any of these still hanging around at the Dollar Tree, please get some because these are awesome to have mini garland for mini trees. And also what I did was I lined the outside. Remember it had jaggedy edges? So this is how I decided to cover the jaggedy edges. Even though I did, you know, get them down pretty smooth, it wasn't smooth enough, and it just gives it a more finished, polished look to have this little mini white garland. Now you can use any kind of garland. You can use, if you're doing the green tree, you can make this with a green tree, and you can use little green tree garland that they have at Hobby Lobby. I've seen it already. Or you can use beads if you want to use colorful red and white beads. Whatever you'd like to use. You can even use pom-poms, and I've seen that they sell these pom-pom things at the Dollar Tree, green, white, and red. That would look awesome as well. You can make them each a different color. So I'm just giving you different ideas of how to finish off those trays for your three-tiered tree tray. Now there's only one thing that would deviate me from celebrating Halloween on a Witchy Wednesday, and that's my dear friends Trish and Kay, as they invited me to be part of this collaboration, as well as all the other lovely women that are part of this collaboration together with me. I hope you check out our playlist for more wonderful, inspiring Christmas ideas. For this next project, I'm going completely out of the box, and I'm using footballs. That's right, these football forms that I've seen at Dollar Tree. I'm not into football. It doesn't make a big deal to me, but I saw them and I immediately thought, wow, this reminds me of a dirigible or a blimp. You know, one of those things. Anyway, so here I am creating the skeleton for my Christmas blimp. Why? Why not? Because that's just how I am. I said, if I made anything steampunk for Christmas, why not make a blimp? That's very steampunkish and it's very modern, but you can make it very fun and Christmassy as well, as you will see. This is going to be the Good Ship Peppermint. That's right. So to put together the two sides of your football, all I am using is some clear, zip ties. And they are perfect because they just turn invisible. You can't see them. Next, I am going to create a wreath upon which my dirigible or my blimp or my zeppelin, whatever you want to call it, is going to hang from. And again, I'm using these beautiful white Christmas trees. Now, if you want to see something very innovative that I did with these Christmas trees, I created a beautiful fall harvest moon with these Christmas trees, but they were actually the iridescent trees. I was hoping I could get the iridescent trees, but they're not out yet in my market. I was able to find the green and the white trees and decided to go with the white trees. So what I'm going to do is use two of these trees, and as you saw, I bent them using the side of my desk. I just curved them a little bit because I wanted them to have a little curve. and just fluff them out a bit. And now comes the fun part to decorate. And I'm staying within the style of red and white, just using red and white like peppermints. And so I'm getting my ribbon, and I'm gathering my ribbon and gathering all different types of ribbon and mesh, colored mesh in white and red. I'm cutting everything out ahead of time so I can create these little bunches. And that way it makes it so much easier if you have all your bunches done and you count them out and you space them out properly. You see, your girl's learning. Your girl's learning. So look at this fun ribbon that I have. I have polka dots. I have this, that one's from Michael's actually. I got it on clearance for like 50 cents, believe it or not, in the summertime. And the white with the candy cane, that's from Dollar Tree. And I just thought it's so pretty because it's beautiful. And all of these ribbons, again, I've been saving them all throughout the year. And again, using those pipe cleaners, those fuzzy white pipe cleaners. You can get them in white or you can use the red ones, but I wanted to keep it white so it's not so stand out. And all I'm doing is gathering them up, using the ribbons together with the mesh and creating all my little bunches. And all I have to do is add these bunches. Look at that. Look how nice that looks all together. And just adding these bunches, all I do is, you know, wherever I have a separation in the tree, that's a natural separation, I'm filling that up, filling that little gap with the ribbons, so I don't have to worry about fluffing up that area because the ribbons are pretty much going to take over that whole space. And I just think it's such an easy way to use these Christmas trees. And again, you can do this as a Christmas tree. If I was going to create like a Christmas tree with these trees, I would put one back to back next to the other, and that way it creates a fuller tree and it just looks so much prettier. I'm going to try to do other Christmas tree crafts throughout this holiday season. It's so much fun. I can't believe the holidays are right around the corner. And I apologize to my die-hard Halloween fans, but I am so happy to be part of this collaboration with my cousins, with my crafting cousins. That's why I decided to go with Christmas. And now I'm using these wonderful cherry berries that they have at the Dollar Tree and just adding them to the ends of some of those branches. Now for the main event. For the main wreath ribbon in the middle, again, all I'm doing is cutting up. Instead of trying to make just a big bow, I'm just cutting up these ribbons and making these tails so that takes up the most amount of space. And again, it's the same concept, crisscrossing the ribbons over. So you can see how I've crisscrossed them. I made literally an X with all the different ribbons, with the mesh ribbon, everything, and just tightening it up. And look at how pretty that looks without a bow. Without a bow even. I do add a bow eventually. And here I am adding it to the center of those two Christmas trees back to back. No, back to back, or, you know, end to end. There you go. And it's just so pretty when you do it this way, especially with all those ends and the, you know, dovetailing each one of the ribbons. So it just makes it such a nice impact. And there's some fake candy canes. I only had 3 candy canes I could find in my home. There they are. And I didn't use them in my projects, because believe it or not, I forgot. I'm going to add it now to my wreath now that I see it. And here I am adding the actual middle bow. I just made a very simple bow. It was, you know, just a double bow. That's it. So now my wreath is ready to attach to my Zeppelin or Blimp. But first I made a little box with some red and white music paper that I found, and this wonderful ribbon that I also have from last year that I bought on clearance. And I'm just decorating the little box because this is where, like, normally the passengers would be, but it's going to be holding some peppermints. I'm actually going to use this for the decoration in my office once again, because the little box will hold peppermints, and anybody who walks by my office door can just grab some peppermints. They don't have to come into my office, or chocolates. I'll, you know, change it out. It's a little box. It's not too heavy, but I can change it out as the season progresses. Now, I forgot to show that I covered that football with some white mesh, and again, this is mesh that you can buy at Hobby Lobby or at the Dollar Tree. And then I found this wonderful garland, and these are styrofoam balls. They look like wooden balls, but they're styrofoam balls, and it's a styrofoam ball garland, mini garland for mini Christmas trees that I am adding to my little blimp. I really am so happy with this idea. I'm gonna make another blimp, possibly more sophisticated looking, but I like this one. And then I decided that a blimp needs fins. I don't know why. I just thought they need like directional fins. So this is what I'm cutting out. I just made some, it looks like a fish. Yes, I realize it looks like a fish, but I like it. I know. It's going to be sailing or swimming through the sea, through the sky, not the sea. But, and now all I'm doing is adding my little basket, or you can use a basket or a box, whatever you want to add, and adding it to the bottom of my blimp so people can grab their little snacks and little goodies. And now I'm going to attach that box to the blimp, and also I need to attach the blimp finally to the wreath. And there you see how cute. Doesn't that look cute? It looks so cute when that's filled with like little peppermint candy canes and such. And now all I have to do is add this to my wreath, and I am done. Now, considering that everything that I usually put on my tiered trays is still boxed up in my shed, I'm going to have to create some items to photograph my tier. And there I'm just messing up with the pearls. So all I'm doing is using one of the little bottles that I had gotten for potions for Halloween, and I'm going to just be filling that up with some pearls and some red beads that I already had from last year. And try to do it without making a mess. Yes, I'm using a child's teacup to help me craft. So all I'm doing is filling this little jar with, or this little bottle, whatever you want to call it, with these items and shaking them about. And there you go. There's one of my items for my tier tray. Next, I wanted to make a little mini coffee cup, and I'm using these little cups that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and there's like, I think 24 to a pack. So once you do this, and you do it once, you're going to want to do it all over your tree. I'm actually thinking of doing this for the office tree, where everybody crafts or cuts out their own paper for their own little mug or their cup and adds it to the tree. I just thought this would be a cute idea. I know I'm doing a lot of stuff for the office. I guess since I'm back in the office again, I'm appreciating my coworkers and making it fun. So all I did was cut out, I actually cut out a cup to get the, I guess the model or the pattern. That's it, the pattern. And that's what I'm using now to wrap. I cut the paper with the same pattern, and now I'm just wrapping the cup in a nice festive red and white, I guess, writing paper. And yeah, that's gonna be my little coffee cup. And I'm using this wonderful foam clay. Look at the size of this bag of foam clay. I think it was less than, I don't know, $19. It's in my Amazon list, and I'm using this foam clay. Now usually if I wanted to make like whipped cream or something like that, I would use the fast dry grout, but it was messy and you had to wait for it to dry. With this, it was so much easier just to make like a swirl. And think about using this for mugs for your coffee, like your coffee station. Instead of using the, you know, the caulking, you can just use this and make tops for some of your coffee mugs. And they can just be covering like sugar or anything else, and you can just lift it up, and it's so much easier than the caulking again. And all I did was added some Mod Podge to the top and some cinnamon, sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon, and there's my little hot cocoa cup, or your coffee cup, whatever you want to, you know, mint cocoa cup, whatever you want it to be. And then I got the idea of like, oh, this foam is like so marshmallowy soft. Why not make mini marshmallows? So that's what I'm doing for another one of those little potion bottles that I had. I'm making these little mini marshmallows, and yes, I changed my nail color mid-video. And I'm just filling up this little bottle with these mini marshmallows, and this is another wonderful addition. You can have real mini marshmallows, but that will last forever. Now I found this wonderful paper mache hat, top hat, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. But then I said, wait, if I want to make a whole bunch, I can use these cups. And instead of throwing away those ribbon reels, I am going to use them for my top hat decorations. So reduce, reuse, and recycle like I am doing here. This is so easy. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I'm going to make so many little top hats for my tree because I figured out how to do it, and I love it. It's so much fun. Now, I will tell you that the paper choice that I have for the side of the hat, I don't know. I don't know. To me, when I did it, and you'll see it in just a moment, I'm doing the top now of the top hat because you got to flip it over so that the wider side of the cup is upwards. See, it looks like something from 4th of July. I don't know. I thought it would be like more Christmassy, like, you know, candy cane kind of Christmassy. But no, it's okay. It works. It also looks like, you know what? You know what? It looks like a popcorn container That would be so cute. Okay, that's my next project. Don't take it. Don't take it. But I'm gonna make a little popcorn container and make little mini popcorns with my foam clay. I love that foam clay. You guys gotta try it out. It's not expensive and so versatile. So here I am adding some final embellishments, and then we have the final reveal of both my items. Well, I do hope you forgive me for having a little bit of Christmas in October, but I hope you enjoy what I made today. Thanks again to the Crafting Cousins Kish and Trey? Kish and Kay. Oh dear, I mean Trish and Kay. Thanks to the Crafting Cousins for setting up this wonderful collaboration, and all the lovely ladies that were part of this playlist. Hope you check out all the other ideas for Dollar Tree Christmas trees, but most importantly, thanks to you. And as I always say, stay safe, be kind. God bless each and every one of you. And remember to live the adventure. See you again soon. Bye.